Assalamu alaikum wa marhaban bikum. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Serious Arabic. I hope you're all doing well. In today's lesson, we are going to learn how to say to look at in Arabic using the verb نظر إلا. However, before we get started, if you're not already subscribed and you're enjoying the channel, then please do hit subscribe as it really helps the channel grow. شكرا جزيلا لنبدأ. So, our verb today to look at is a form 1 verb. So in the past it's نظر with preposition إلا. In the present, pay attention, it's with a dhamma. So it's ينظر إلا, always with إلا. And the masdar, the verbal noun, is النظر إلا. Now pay attention, this means specifically to look at, not to look for or to look like. These are different verbs in Arabic. This is when you are looking at something. Now, you might have heard when you're in the Arab world or among Arabs, you might hear them say like, oh, shuf, like when they say like to look at something, shuf. Now that does in dialects means like to look at something, but in Fusha, we don't. In Fusha, you use nazara. So if you want to say look at something, you say انظر إلى, okay? Not shuf. Shuf is dialect. It's fine when you're like in the streets or in the Middle East, but if you want proper Fusha, you need to use نظر إلا. Okay, let's see the example sentences now. جلس السائح على العشب ونظر إلى المنظر الخلاب أمام عينيه. The tourist sat on the grass and looked at the wonderful view before his eyes. So let's break this down. So our verb is جلس, which means to sit in the present. يجلس. سائح is tourist. على is on. عشب, grass. ونظر إلى, to look at. المنظر, the view. Now this is where the sort of beauty of the roots in Arabic comes from, because can you see this is the root نظر, to look at, okay? But منظر, okay? It's derived from نظر, which is a view. So I guess when you're looking at something, so منظر is a view, okay? So it's really clever. You can often infer meanings in Arabic if you know the roots. خلاب is when you want to say like a wonderful or an amazing. We use it with a view, okay? منظر خلاب, really nice phrase. أمام is in front of. عينيه is his eyes. Okay, we've got a bit of grammar here, so let's break it down. So عين is eye. عيون is eyes. Like technically when we're talking like collective eyes, but when we're talking about his eyes, he has two eyes, so we need to use the dual here. So normally it would be عيناني. That would be the normal dual ending. Let's write it down here. Ani. That's the dual ending. That's in the nominative. But because of the preposition أمام, we are in the genitive case. That means that we need to use the other dual ending, which is that big enough? Yeah, I guess that's a nun. عيني. Okay, this kasra is, yeah, so okay, this kasra is making it عيني. Okay, that's let's say two men. Sorry about this, it's not so clear, but that's the so it would be رجل رجلين. Okay, that's if we'd had a preposition before, so with the two men. Okay, forget this. This is looking not very neat, but مع الرجلين with the two men. Okay, forget that. Anyway, so أمام is in front of. So the preposition. So that means that it's got to be عينين, not عيناني. So we need the genitive or it's the accusative as well ending. But you're thinking, where's the noon? The noon has disappeared because we have the possessive suffix, the who, his eyes. But because there is a ya before, then it takes the kasra. So عينيه. So عين is eye. The ya here is serving as the dual. But then the noon has been cut off and replaced with the possessive suffix. That's what's going on. It's quite a lot going on here, but that's the grammar broken down there. I hope that was clear. Forget this little squiggle. That's a monstrosity. Anyway, moving on. لا تحب أن تنظر إلا الشاشة طوال اليوم. Sorry, it should be she for here. So she does not like looking at the screen all day. So لا تحب. So this is a form for double verb to like. أحب in the past. يحب, now it's doubled. We got the shadda, so there's two ba here. An, after an, the verb is in the subjunctive, and that is indicated by the fatha. She does not like looking. تنظر إلا. الشاشة, screen, like a computer screen. This is a nice word here. طوال, very useful. It means like all day or throughout the day or all day long. Okay. Finally, عندما دخلوا الغرفة نظروا إلينا وابتسموا لأنهم كانوا مسرورين لرؤيتنا. When they entered the room, they looked at us and they smiled because they were delighted to see us. So عندما is when you want to use the non-interrogative when. So like when you say, when I lived in Egypt or when I worked in Amsterdam. Not when you want to ask a question. If you want to ask a question, it's متى. عندما is the non-question for when, okay? Non-interrogative. دخلوا, to enter. So دخل يدخلوا in the past. They entered. الغرفة, the room. نظروا, they looked. إلينا, at us. So إلا plus نحن is إلينا. وابتسموا, form 8 verb. ابتسم يبتسم, to smile. لأنهم, so لأن plus whom is لأنهم, because they. كانوا, past of كان. كان يكون. مسرورين. So مسرور means delighted. Now, it's masrurina, like normally the plural ending would be masruruna, but because it is the object, this masrur is the object of kana, the object of kana is in the accusative case. That's why it takes the ina ending, because it's una in the nominative, the plural ending, but in the accusative or the genitive, it's ina. So masrurina. Li is to, delighted to see us. And ru'ya, so this is the masdar of the verb ra'a, yara, which means to see. Ru'ya is the masdar, so they were delighted to see us, or literally to see in us. So ru'ya tina. So the na refers to the nahnu here. So they were delighted to see us. That's all for today. I hope you found this video useful. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comment section. Please like, subscribe, and share with anyone else you know that wants to learn Arabic for free. شكرا جزيلا وإلى اللقاء.